I'm working late because I'm a winner. We alive? Mm-hmm. Ba-da-da-da-da. Need to sort out the exposure on my. Wait, bit better. Still a bit bright, but a bit better. Do feel like doing the exposure myself is probably a bit better there. That's too bright. Something about that. Right, how are we doing in chat? Just doing a little cheeky YouTube stream. Why the hell not? Why the hell not? Just share it on Twitter. Why not? How we doing anyway? Haven't. How you doing? Haven't streamed on YouTube for a while. Come say hello. Players under $20. We can have a look at that for you, mate. No worries at all. Make myself a little bit smaller. There we go. Maybe not that small, but what's Hawang and Solly? Let's go, mate. Yeah, I don't really like the auto exposure because it makes my face really like bright. We'll find you those players for who. Don't worry. One sec. Need to get some filters or whatever they're called. So you want any position? And are we looking at rares or limited? What leagues as well? I feel like when I whack on auto exposure, it's not as good as when I do it myself. Any league? Rare cards or limited? Any limited? You can probably get quite a lot. Are you playing the MLS currently or not? Premier League, Bundesliga. I guess it's the champions. Da, 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 da. waiting for the new season. It's like whack on some filters to get rid of the crap, but we'll see what comes up. Hope everyone's enjoying the Euros as well. And thanks to everyone that is in the stream currently. We have invested in some new stuff for the stream. See the little lights in the background? Then you've got some new lights on my face as well, which I just need to fine tune in terms of like how it looks and stuff. But yeah. Few different options there. Senesi is quite a good one because he's just so cheap, and he actually got some half decent scores for Bournemouth last year. Aspas is good but old. Maybe Braze Mendes, Eze, probably quite a good option. You've already got a couple of Premier League players as well. I think Eze is quite good. Best thing about him is he's just so capable of hitting those big scores. There's a little bit of issue with injury. But yeah, I mean, when he starts, he's brilliant. When he starts at home, he averages 66.8, which is crazy. 8 goals, 2 assists in 13 games. Away from home is 58, not as good, but still in that nice mid ground. So yeah, I like Eze. I like Senesi. A few of these that are playing at the Euros currently, like Stanisic is playing for Croatia, Kramaric playing, Tsiganov for Ukraine. Isco is probably quite a good one. I'm not sure what his injury is though. Broken fibula. He's gonna be out for quite a long time then, I guess. But yeah, I mean, if his price comes down, I mean, he's only 60 quid in. He's like 7 quid in limited. Felt like he's probably quite a good option. I have to do some research with him though about injuries. Lookman tends to get goals in batches, but yeah, I mean he scores extremely well. You can see here at the end of the season on insane form. Does also play for Nigeria as well, so you get a little bit of international utility. His minutes seem to be a little bit up and down. Seems to go through spells of playing well and being in the team, and like here, for instance, played what 4 and 7, like 4 and 10. It's got an injury maybe. Even like here, started 4 and 6. No, obviously they had Europe, didn't they? So a bit more of a fixture congestion, but yeah, overall very good. Anyway, how is everyone? I haven't streamed on YouTube in ages. I used to do it a little bit when I was streaming on Twitch more, but yeah. Hopefully that's useful for Hood. I hope that's how I pronounce your name as well. Don't want to be getting it wrong. If you've seen any of my videos, you know that my pronunciation isn't great anyway, so. Let's bring that down. Players that I like. I like players that also have a little bit of international utility as well. But that's just me being more of a DJ and want to play as much as possible. So players like Ake that play for the best team in their league, and then obviously represent their nation as well. I do like. have to be careful with players like Gautier Hein, who have just gone up from the French League Two to the French League One. Like, they're just not going to be as good next season. Shambost has now gone to the MLS. João Pedro is brilliant when he starts, but just not that consistent. I do like Branthwaite as well. I feel like even if he stays at Everton, he's still a really, really good scorer. And yeah, I mean, if he moves to a better team, he's still going to be as good. So yeah, overall, I think he's very, very good. Considering that I haven't streamed in a while, I've actually got a decent amount of people in here. So thank you all very much for joining in. Good afternoon, Henry. Hi, I see Hudson Odoi there. I feel like for us might be a strong side next year. Yeah, it's all down to signings with them, and their owners a little bit erratic, let's say. He is quite a good forward. He's really good at home. And he's obviously U23. He's still so young. I swear he's been playing for about 15 years. But yeah, he's nice and cheap. Quite a good start to the season as well with Bournemouth, Southampton, and Wolves. If you are in the stream, please make sure to like it as well. I believe you should all be subs, but if you aren't subs, please hit that sub button as well. That'd be lovely. Yeah, they definitely did look better under Nuno. But yeah, their start's really good. Bournemouth, Saints, Wolves, away at Liverpool, and then away at Brighton's fine. Brighton letting a lot of goals. Home to Fulham, home to Palace, Leicester, West Ham. Like, they've got first 10 games. I'd say probably 8 of those are quite favourable. But yeah, definitely like Branthwaite. Personally, I have a lot more knowledge about the Premier League just because I watch it every single week, every single game. So I do obviously know a fair amount about different leagues, but yeah, Premier League definitely more of a speciality. Yeah, Robertson's actually probably going under the radar a little bit. He's getting older, but he's still going to be quite good for Liverpool. Obviously, question marks about Slot and is he going to be as good as Klopp in terms of both Liverpool and also in terms of how Liverpool cards score on Sorare as well. There we go. And get a mighty Southampton player as well. If you don't know already, I am a Saints fan, so yeah. Cheeky Jack Stevens, why not? I think Ben White's probably quite a good one, just really consistent. Can get you some peak scores as well when he gets those goals and assists. Going to play every game for Arsenal. Very rarely gets rotated. Can get you those high 90 scores and gives you quite a safe mid ground as well. 17 AA, which is quite nice. Suffers a little bit sometimes just because he's a fullback, and fullbacks generally are quite up and down on Sorare. U23 will get flooded after August, I think, so nice and cheap. Might be enough. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be the first time we're going to properly experience all of the new changes on Sorare and how it's going to impact everything. We're going to have all of the leagues basically playing at the same time. And yeah, gonna be interesting. Obviously, they're making changes to rivals recently. Essence is obviously new, so it's going to be quite an exciting time. Kudus, very good player. I think he's probably too good for West Ham. Julian Brandt, a good scorer for Dortmund. Brais Mendes. I know he's a favourite of Quinny, another Sorare streamer. Cullen's actually going to be very, very good. I've got his rare card. Yeah, his rare. He, when he was at Burnley in the Championship, scored very well. Just a like really, really consistent scorer. Like barely any scores below like 40. I think he'll be quite good next year in the championship. Obviously not a champion player. Was a champion player. But yeah, actually saw from a lot of those teams that went down this season, Leicester, who else went down? Leeds and Saints, like they all scored much better in the championship. Zielinski, I'm not sure what his minutes are like for Napoli, but obviously plays for Poland. Tillman scores well, but he's just a little bit inconsistent with minutes. I'm not sure what's going to happen with Villa this season. I mean, Jadon Sancho will be good if he stays at Dortmund. Conor Gallagher was quite a good scorer. I think he might be leaving Chelsea. That's the rumours anyway. Wharton could be quite good. Young as well. Maguire's on there if you want a really cheap punt. Yeah, if you have any questions about Sorare or anything football related, please whack them in the chat. Might put the old brightness of the things behind me up a little bit more as well. I bought them on Amazon. I believe they're called like Govee or Goovy strips. And yeah, you can just change the color, which is quite cool. Back up a little bit more. Make it nice and green behind me. Like I'm a Celtic fan or something. Yeah, I've been struggling on Sorare. I was for about 2 to 3 months. I was in a really, really good like streak of form, doing really well. And about the last 6 weeks, I've been tragic. This week we just scraped threshold. I made a mistake here. What I should have done is played a keeper here and put my best cards into 240. As this was a double game week. And gone for the like middle threshold. That would have been smarter. But yeah, I just can't put together a team at the moment where everyone scores well. Like here, obviously we've got a clean sheet from Stuver in one of the games, 71 from Yarmo, which is quite good. Click was okay as captain. Gould did well. Benteke got scored and got sent off in the second game. Of course, without that sending off, we would have we would have got some boxes, so like nothing major, but still annoying. This lineup, no clean sheet in 2 games from Clark. Lennon scored okay. Herrera scored well. Delgado scored well. Pansel did nothing. I'm just struggling to get the full 5 scoring well. Like this game week here, really, really good captaincy pick. Stuver did crap. Lennon did well. DC boys did crap. In this team, Jaimai did well. Herrera did well. Morris scored. I just can't put together a full 5 currently that actually scores decent. It's frustrating. That was just a throwaway team. Yeah, it's just been frustrating recently. Just haven't really managed to put together a full 5. But we keep on going. We keep on plugging away. These will be... Well, this is a prelim for not this game week, the game week after. Haven't got any cards for this game week coming up. Yeah. But here, this will be the team for game week 489. Steve Clark in goal at home, obviously. Yaima at home, Ryan Gould at home, Morris at home, Herrera at home. I've got big hopes this team. The Houston boys at home to Charlotte, the Seattle boys at home to Chicago, and Gould at home to St. Louis. And then in this team here, this is basically the leftovers. Captain the home game for Brooks Lennon. The other ones may score well. I don't know. We'll see. And yeah, these are all throwaways in 240. Maybe what we'll do is, I think this might also be a double game week. If it is, we will do what I said and put our best players into 240 and go for the middle threshold. Just because that big hit of ETH will probably yeah, probably just be better for me personally rather than any cards currently. So we'll see. But yeah, how is everyone else doing? How has everyone's rivals been going? Obviously, the games last night were cancelled due to the old site going down. I think we have set our teams for. We haven't done the Spain team yet because they're going to obviously rotate a lot. I finally worked out how to be better at rivals anyway, and I'm on the way up. We're moving on up, moving on up. Your first team not that bad. Which one? This one here. This one I've got high hopes for just because they're all at home, which is big in the MLS, and Gould is amazing. Do you find some of the game options like Yoga Benito useless? I tend to use Tiki Taka and Gegenpress. Yeah, I don't really know how Yoga Benito works because like one contest, no one really knows like how it's scored. So I, like you, tend to go for Tiki Taka and Gegenpress. You can use the shot on target one, but I would say keep that for like the sort of really dominant games. Like for instance, I don't know, when France play someone bad or Portugal or whatever, play two forwards and then use that. But yeah, I find either Tiki Taka or Gegenpress better, personally. Yeah, this team I like personally. I mean, Ryan Gould's been scoring like insanely well. I'm glad that I picked him up. He's someone that I've been wanting for quite a long time, and yeah, we just haven't got the players quite round him yet. But yeah, his scores are crazy recently. Like he's literally averaging 82 in his last 5 games, which is ridiculous. So he's an easy captain currently. I mean, last game even against Timbers, he got 27 AA. One shot on target, one contest, 2 attempted assists, 2 pen area entries, lots of passes, 1 a few tackles. Yeah, just overall decent, really. Thanks to everyone that is in the stream currently. Look at us. Zooming it along. If you are in the stream, please make sure to like it. I know it's a pain in the ass, but it yeah, it helps me out. And if you aren't already subbed, hitting the sub button also helps me out. Yeah, spread some charity about. Why not? Just wanted to go through the groups on here. Thanks for the likes, chaps. Saw that little bump up there. Much appreciated. We're going to be streaming a lot more on YouTube. We're going to be posting a lot more of a variety of content, not just like Sorare stuff, but football videos and Saint stuff, and yeah, just spreading our wings a little bit. So all the likes, all the subs, all the comments, yeah, very helpful. But yeah, anyway, Group A obviously done now. Germany got that crucial point, which means they finished top. Swiss came second. Hungary will probably go through on 3 points. And obviously, Scotland are out now. That was such a weird game. Scotland had their only shot on target in like the 98th minute, and when you need to win a game, I just felt like it was quite strange tactics. Tom, thanks for the sub on Twitch as well. Are we live on Twitch at the same time? I don't know. That might have been a sub on YouTube though. But yeah, thank you wherever you are, Tom. Much appreciated. But yeah, that was a very, very weird game. The tactics from Scotland, I have to say, were horrific. You're playing against a Hungary team that just sort of sat back for the first like half an hour, 40 minutes, didn't really do much. Let Scotland come onto them and just countered. And yeah, Scotland just very strange, really. We've got all those fans there that have paid all of that money, and yeah, just go out on an absolute whimper. I found it quite bizarre. Group B, obviously Spain are through. It's Croatia versus Italy, isn't it? So Croatia have to win. Italy can afford a point, and then Spain, you would expect, even if they rotate, to beat Albania quite comfortably. You might see a shock win there for Albania if Spain, rotate everyone, and Albania might sneak something, maybe. But yeah, I'd expect Italy to beat Croatia and Spain to beat Albania. I think that's probably how that table will finish. Group C, England should finish top. It's going to be a bit of a scrap for second and third in this group. Obviously, Denmark plays Serbia. We play Slovenia. You would think if things go to form that England beat Slovenia and Denmark beat Serbia, but I could see even both games being draws. England obviously playing terribly currently. And yeah, I mean, Slovenia have drawn both of their games, maybe 3 draws there. I still think England will finish top. But yeah, that second spot could be a bit of a scrap. Group D, Austria actually have been fairly decent. When I saw, obviously, they're managed by Ralf Rangnick, who was terrible at Man U, I was like, oh, they're going to be absolute trash. And yet, they play a good brand of football, a lot of like high press as well, which I like. And yeah, just a very, very exciting team to actually watch. Who haven't they played yet? They haven't played the Dutch. So France, Poland, you expect France to win that. And then this game might be a draw. So I think France will end up top in this group, and then Netherlands second, Austria third. And then Poland obviously already out. This group is going to be one hell of a scrap, to be fair. All on 3 points. Who have we got left? Belgium against Ukraine, Romania against Slovakia, right? Belgium are obviously going to have to win. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be interesting because if Romania top it, then someone who finished in second place in a different group's going to get quite an easy, well, not an easier, but an easier game. Obviously, no game at the Euros is that easy, but yeah. Then Portugal already through. They've got to play Georgia, right? I think they'll beat Georgia quite comfortably. And then this game, probably a draw, sorry. But Turkey, I think, are definitely the second best team in that group. Yeah, I mean, when you've got Ardagula as well, it's always handy. Number 3 of that group will go on as well from Group D. Yeah, I mean, what is it? Is it 6 teams that go through? Was it 4 of the third places? I mean, but yeah. Anyway, like normally, if you get 3 points, you're basically through. So I would expect Hungary to get through. Obviously, Austria, one of these in Group E, and then we'll see with the rest. But yeah. Yeah, thank you all for being in the stream. Much appreciated. I actually got a decent amount of viewers in here for my first YouTube stream in about, I don't know, a year. Yeah, like I was saying, any likes and comments and subs that you give will really help me push forward, which means I can create more content and all that sort of fun stuff, really. Yeah, 4 of the 6 go through. Yes, I think 3 points is normally enough. Obviously, you can get like freak ones where that isn't enough, but yeah, I would assume that 3 points would be enough for qualification. I want to see what's going on with what people are expecting for the England team. From what I heard, Gallagher's starting, but I wouldn't personally play that. Gallagher is just as boring as everyone else. Why is it only showing me forwards and oh, there we go. That's going the wrong way, chat. So I'm gonna put my team. This is how I think England should line up. Just in like general, not just for Slovenia. Where is Gordon? This would honestly be how I would go about it. When we haven't got the ball, this turns into like midfield 5, and then when we do have it, sort of like a 4-1-4-1 / a 4-3-3. Saka and Gordon giving you width. Bellingham and Foden as the 2 like floating players in midfield. And if we're too open in this formation, it's quite simple. You just revert back to a 4-2-3-1. That becomes Bellingham. I don't know why it's done that. But yeah, anyway, Bellingham obviously goes into there, and then it becomes a 4-2-3-1. Yeah, I just feel like this is probably the best. How do I zoom in? Oh, this is probably my favourite England team moving forwards. Pickford in goal, Walker right back, Stones and Gahey as the CBs. If Shaw's fit, then Shaw left back. If not, Trippier there. Rice as that holder, Saka wide right, Gordon wide left, Bellingham and Foden linking everything up in the middle, and then Kane up top. And yeah, like I was saying, if you're playing against one of those bigger teams, the Germany, Spain, Italy, whatever, that becomes a 4-2-3-1. Bellingham drops deeper, Foden comes into that 10. Rice is the holder. Bellingham just runs around like a crazy person. And then, yeah, we go from there. I would also instruct Kane to just stay up front. We don't need Harry Kane in here. Don't need him in here. We've got good enough players and good enough talent to get the ball forward without Kane having to drop into CDM and play that quarterback role. Kane stays up here, pins their pins their centre half. There we go. I can speak now. And yeah, means that they can't push all the way up. Kane stays nice and high. Means that when we're under pressure, we've got an out ball. Play it into Kane's feet, who's actually good at holding it up, and then we can then move up the field. And yeah, like I was saying, this can also be a midfield 5. Sorry. But apparently, according to the leaks, it's going to be a 4-2-3-1 with Gallagher and Rice holding. And then I'm not sure about the forward line yet. I would assume that it'd be Bellingham behind Kane. Maybe Foden gets dropped for Gordon. But yeah. I think this way gives us the best balance in terms of what we've got. Don't need an advert, do we? But yeah, anyway. How's everyone else's luck been on Sorare compared to mine? Talking about me, talking about I'm working late. Edit my camera. That's better. 'Cause I'm a winner. Wonder if they've updated yet the players that I've got moving up into champion. Yeah, they have. Nice. We've got a load of shite. These are going to be playing it in like buddy Div 4 or whatever it is in in champion. He's not in champion anymore. Obviously got our Saints point. We've got our little Orcs Air team. So we'll see how that goes. We'll probably sell them when the season comes around. But yeah, we'll see. Make sure if you are in the stream and you've got any questions about anything, please let me know. I always like to engage with the chat. Ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-ba. It'd be interesting to have a look at champion, see. I kind of want to build into a like cheap Premier League team, but the goalkeeper is always just an absolute ball ache. Um, that's way too high. Like 10 AA is fine. Who we got for under 50 quid? Grealish, a Dunk. To be fair, Dunk's quite a good scorer. Surprised he's that cheap actually, but everyone's cheap at the moment, aren't they? Do you get some alright scores for Brighton, to be fair? He's a little bit older now, but still very, very good. Senesi, I like. Tarkovsky. A lot of defenders. Have been Shah's probably quite good value. Share, have you said? Kovacic has actually been alright for Croatia in terms of scores. John Stones is cheap, isn't he? I always worry with City players, apart from obviously the big guns, you never know what Pep's going to do. Thanks for the message, Charlie. What are your thoughts on a Palace stack for the upcoming season? Henderson, Manoz, Kamada, Mateta, and Eze if he stays. If not, Wharton. Yeah, Palace were a team I was having a little look at. The good thing is that you've got a few different options. Obviously, you can go for the more like up and down option of Manoz, or you can go for someone that's a bit more consistent in like Anderson or Gahey. It's a shame that obviously Elise's leaving. But yeah, Kamada, I believe, played with the manager previously, and he's actually quite good as well. So he could be sneaky. But yeah, then I would have. I always try and have two midfielders. So yeah, Wharton plus Eze. Is Eze a forward? That's a shame. Yeah. So sorry. Yeah, you were right there. Kamada, and then Wharton, and then yeah, then as Eze as your forward, or you can do two forwards. I prefer having two midfielders. Just because generally midfielders score better. They have also got Sorare coming back from injury as well, who isn't like the most explosive scorer, but he might have two different sets of cards. Then he might have a forward card and a midfielder card. But like someone like Sorare might be a like decent rotational option. He doesn't give you those explosive scores, but also we haven't seen him in the new system yet. So if he can get you like an extra 10 to 15% under the new manager, and then suddenly he's averaging 55 and like 18 AA, then he might be useful. But yeah, I think that'd be quite good. Palace look quite strong if they make a few decent signings just to sort of counteract losing Eze. Then yeah, I think that'd be quite a good budget option. They've got a decent amount of depth where you can get a few spare pieces as well. Like you could get Munoz and Gahey you could get Wharton and Ducore and Eze, and then you can get Mateta, and then maybe Ayu or whoever the forward is. So yeah, I think they're a good option. And I mean, if they carry on their form from the end of last season, then yeah, on to a winner, I think. Yeah, it's a shame that Elise is leaving. Palace always do get a lot of good talent. They're always very, very good at finding those hidden gems, especially the forward players. So yeah. I do want to try and move into the into the Prem gradually. Van Heck's quite a good price. Who got him that cheap? You can get quite a lot of decent scorers. Like, I'm always shocked at Senesi's price. Actually, quite a good scorer in centre back. He had a few injury niggles, but get rid of those. There's some pretty good scores for a Bournemouth centre back. He's quite a threat from set pieces. He got 11 DAs in 26 games, which is probably an outlier. The fact that he also got some assists as well. It's actually better when he's away from home, averages 57. And obviously, like when you're buying a player, you'd never get these scores. Do you know if the new Prem, Bundesliga, and Liga competitions will be exclusive to new season? No, there's always a in season and there's always a classic. In the in season competitions, you can only win cash. In the classic competitions, that's when you can win cards and boxes and things. But yeah, that'll be both classic and also new season. Yeah, I like Senesi. I think he's half decent. Quite interesting to see what happens with Grealish. He's now like getting towards his 30s, whether he'll stay and play as a bench player at City, whether he'll want to move somewhere and get some more first team minutes. Just goalie, that's normally the issue. I don't want champions as well, just Premier League Blizz. Like McCarthy might be a starting champion keeper if he signs on at Saints. I'm not sure what's going on with the why is Neto so cheap? Is he not the starting goalie for Bournemouth? He did get dropped for Travers, didn't he, for a bit? Oh, these are just cheap, aren't they? Really cheap. For like the lower end ones. I mean, everyone is just frighteningly cheap. Like someone like Kilman or like Cher, they're like 15 quid for a starting CB. 8 Nori is gonna be starting for Wolves. Stupinan, Stanya, Nessie, Tokuski, Dunk. Like, and then if you want like the more premium ones, like yeah, like 80 quid for like a Gabrielle, 70 for a Branthwaite, a Kanji at 60 is quite good. Even cheaper if you're looking at like a Ben White. Prices are crazy though, to be fair. Like mid's a little bit more tricky because like it's normally the more sort of premium position. Even so, there's still quite a bit of decent value there. And I think from memory, the forwards in the Prem, apart from the big boys, just aren't that good. Salah's obviously cheap. Hey, what's up? Sorry, I'm normally on Twitch, but I'm gonna try streaming on YouTube for a bit. Nicholas Jackson's an alright price, as is Mateta, to be fair. And Leon Bailey. Junior as well. Junior went for a spell scoring quite well, didn't he? Yeah. I know it's better. That's why I was saying that. Obviously, I'm normally on Twitch, as you well know. They couldn't have scored. Contender GK. Players contender. Contender's always tricky because you don't know who's going to stay in the second league, do you? I don't think Yanez is staying. You got to find those guys that are like guaranteed to be. Oh no, it's Leo Roman, which is leaving. Yeah, someone like Yanez, Mandrea, Conde for Leganes. Oh no, they went up, didn't they, Conde? I think. There's just so many options. It's difficult to pick one out. I think as a whole though, I would look for someone that's a decent age, not going to get dropped, has a decent contract, which normally signals they're not going to get dropped. Like if someone's got like a year left or was on loan there previously, I would just stay well clear. But yeah, if they've recently signed a new contract and it's like a 3-year deal or whatever, they'll be the ones that I'm going for. I'm normally someone that likes to try and stay clear of risk. when it comes to goalie, because obviously you're going to be spending a decent amount of money there. Yeah, just try and stay clear of as much risk as possible. I would say I'd stay clear of like the Swiss league and stuff. Also down to what other cards that you've got. If you want to try and stay in the same like region, whether that's Bundesliga 2 or Serie B or whatever. I think Mandrea, does he have international utility as well? I seem to remember that he does. Oh, he's Algeria, right? Yeah. I believe also, I think the Spanish second div is the best for clean sheets from memory. I believe the Bundesliga 2 normally has quite a lot of goals. So they're better for like your like forward players and stuff. See my glasses anywhere. But yeah, try and stay clear of as much risk as possible. Yeah, thanks to everyone that's in the stream. Make sure to like, sub if you aren't already subbed. I'm not sure on YouTube if randoms can see my stream or not. Was 3 points off my second rare reward last weekend. Was gutted. Been there. You called Brezza on. What was your name again, Brezza? I always forget yours. Thanks to everyone that is in the stream, by the way. Much appreciated. If you've got any questions about anything Sorare related or football in general or the Euros, just let me know. The more comments, the better. I said Brie, man. Where was this? Was this game week or one before? Oh, this one. Yeah, 5 points off. This guy killed you. Hachang Ray. Yeah, it's 5 points. Pick the right captain. Well, you could have picked this guy, which would have got you that extra, like, yeah, 4 or 5 points, but yeah, annoying. Your Seattle stack must be doing all right recently. A goal on the goal hit the ref as well, which is annoying, and they played on. Oh, really? Sure, that's just instantly disallowed. There's some crazy high scores at the moment in the MLS. Obviously, there's quite a few double game weeks, so people just like the scores are stupid. Like 400 and something. Rusnak's obviously quite good. Morris has been quite good recently. If you just swap the keepers around, I suppose you want to keep the team together, though, don't you? If you're Kalina up here, extra 30, 33 points, or whatever it is. But they've been close to a tier 1. Unfortunate, but yeah. Yeah, I've had a few of those recently. You just need big scores to win in those double game weeks. Anything under 400, you're probably not winning anything in a double game week. Do we know, chat, if people that aren't subbed can see my stream? George, any advice for a newbie? Play the free modes first of all, like rivals, like the whatever they're called, semi-pro and pro these days. Play the free modes as much as possible. Learn how the game works. In terms of like buying cards and stuff, limited is the cheapest, so I would start there. And yeah, I think I would probably stick to a league which I knew as well. You know, if you're someone that watches loads of La Liga or Serie A or Bundesliga, stick to those leagues first, and then expand your knowledge a little bit. And I think one thing that is under sort of valued is like understanding how players score as well. Let's just take Son for example. Like if we look at not subbed, can hear and see stream. Now sub. Ah, thanks, Sorare Seagull. It's good that you can also see it as well. I need to obviously stream more than. So yeah, understanding how someone scores. So if we have a look at Son, for instance, so if we do last 15, keep it easy. He's got 14.6 AA, which is actually quite good for a forward. 15 games played, 6 goals, 4 assists. I always like to see how the players score at home versus away from homes. At home, he averages 63.3, and away 65.1. So basically the same at home versus away, which means that you don't really have to worry about playing him when he's not playing at home. If you have a look at like how he scores, for instance, let's have a look at this game here. He didn't get a goal or assist, but he got 21.8 AA, which is quite good. He got 5 attempted assists, so 10 points. 4 penalty box entries, extra 2 points. 1 big chance created, 1-1 contest, and 1 shot on target. He does take quite a few set pieces for Spurs, like corners and free kicks and stuff, which helps. Obviously, he shares them with like Madison and Pedro Porro as well. And yeah, he also takes pens. Quite good. But yeah, just understanding how a player actually scores really does help in terms of knowing where you play cards. Like there'd be certain cards. A good example was Escobar, who played for Houston Dynamo in the MLS. Away from home, averaged like 40. When he's at home, averaged like 65. So there's a big difference there. Obviously, when he's playing at home, he's a must play in like big games. When he's not at home, you need to obviously limit your expectations. Is Sorare data a must? I would say if you're going to be investing money into Sorare, and quite a big chunk of money, I would say that Sorare data is an absolute must. Like if you're going to be chucking in like a few £100, I would always get Sorare data. If you're playing like free to play, and I think if you're playing on the very bottom end of limiteds, then I would say you could probably go without it. But yeah, if you're going to be investing, it is a must for me. If you're like putting in quite a big chunk, then yeah, 100%. It's just very, very good for scouting. It's very, very good for checking if someone's injured, for looking at how someone scores, for looking at like fixtures, for building your lineups, for looking at how you've done previously, for checking your like players' values and that sort of stuff. I always quite like the lineup builder. You can see my teams for the upcoming game week in 489. This bit where it has weighting here will basically tell you like what's the chance of them starting, which helps. Cheers. It might be a few hundred if I get into the game. It's quite complicated at times. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely more complex than a like FPL or some of the other fantasy sport games out there. However, when you get into it, you learn it very, very quickly. But you can definitely make things simpler in terms of focus on one league, or the league which you watch the most. Or you can stack a team, which means that you pick 5 players from the same team. So if you're, a Chelsea fan, you can make a full Chelsea team and just play that every week, which makes it a lot easier for you. A lot less complex, simplifies the whole game for you. Almost like how you would sort of play Rivals, really, where you pick like one team. What time are the games today? Is it 8 p.m? Yeah. Yeah, eight for both. But yeah, I hope that helps George or Jorg. I guess it's Jorg, right? I'm a Rangers fan, but they aren't in the game, unfortunately. I watch a lot of the Premier League, so probably start there. Yeah. Premier League is normally a little bit more expensive than other leagues. But I think it's probably quite a good place to start. Is your photo Jorg a NFL photo, or is it a football one? Can't tell. With 8 weeks until a new Premier season, if you had to guess what percentage price rise would you expect to see in Prem Preds between now and August Limited? The difficulty is that now, obviously, we've got in season and classic. So previously all cards were just classic, right? There's no in season or whatever, so it was easier to gauge the price rises. However, now we've obviously got in season, so when it comes around like a couple of weeks prior to the season starting, we're going to get more cards come into circulation that will just purely be for in season modes. But yeah, normally you would see like a 15-20% increase, and it would gradually like ramp up from now towards the start of the season. But it's difficult to tell. And there's another factor, which is obviously Sorare have had a really big push for the Euros with rivals as well. So that's going to obviously bring on, hopefully, a lot more users onto the platform. And you also mentioned limiteds as well. Limiteds are a lot more volatile in terms of price rises and decreases. And they're a lot easier to actually trade in and out of. So yeah, normally like 20%, but it's obviously difficult to actually tell. So there's a lot of different factors this year, is what I would say. So rest Eagle. And as a Saints fan, just a little side note, we'll be playing you again this season. I assume you're a Brighton fan. I believe you've just got the new manager, right? Has he signed yet? The guy from St. Pauli? I did a little video the other day about players to sign from the to sign to buy. Not really signing them, are you? And there was quite a few from Brighton. To be fair, I believe it was Van Heck, March, and Matoma. Maybe a Stupinan as or Estupinian, however you prefer. Maybe if he starts at left back, it might be Igor, right? Then midfield, I do like Baleba, but he hasn't started scoring yet. Well, scoring as well. Pascal Gross is normally a very good scorer. I assume in Cisco will be back starting. Yeah, let me show you, Jor. Where is the all competitions one? I always forget where it is on Sorare. Never remember where it is. Right, anyway. So cards will have either a classic card or an in-season card. In-season means they're in the current season, which is going on. So, for instance, when the new Premier League season starts, there'll be new cards coming out, which will have the new in-season bonus. As soon as those new season cards come out, the classic cards lose their in-season bonus. So Wharton will lose his 23-24 bonus when the new season comes out. In-season cards can only be played, well, in-season cards can be used anywhere, but normally they'll be used in in-season competitions where you can win cash. Classic cards are used in classic competitions, and they're used to win other cards. If that helps, yours. Can't remember how to find the full list of competitions on. Sorry, they've changed it so many times. Rewards pool, maybe. Yeah, here we go. Right, so let's say you're going to be playing limited. Go back to bloody when there's a prem on like Feb or whatever. So if you're playing limited, you would be playing them in Champion Europe Limited. There'd be an in-season and a classic version. The in-season cards you play in the in-season one where you win cash, and the classic ones you playing in classic. So basically, every year there's a new circulation of cards. almost like if you were playing FIFA in terms of like Ultimate Team every year that it like resets. That's sort of similar on Sorare, but you sort of keep those old cards and you can still use them. Welcome back to the Prem. Thank you, mate. Gross on his way to Dortmund. I think maybe. I'm not sure. Gross likes to leave. Okay, that'd be a shame. He's been a good. Would you buy that circulation from Sorare? So it's a sort of juggling act. You can buy the new circulation. They'll be more expensive, but you can win cash with them. The old season are normally cheaper, but you can't win cash with them. You can only win cards. You either pay more and you're able to win cash, or you pay less, you can only win cards. And then you can then sell those cards for cash if you then want to. It's a balance, and that's really. Still haven't come to terms with Hetzler leaving St. Pauli gutted. Yeah, I mean, I think his style of it will definitely suit Brighton. It's very like front foot, very forward thinking, very possession based, very like pin the opposition in their half and keep the ball and create chances. So it definitely does suit Brighton. Whether he'll be able to transfer that from St. Pauli to Brighton, I don't know. I feel like De Zerbi at Brighton was quite good at the start, but he did get found out toward the end. They were terrible in terms of letting in goals. Defensively, like very, very poor. And they did have their injuries last year. Obviously, they lost March and Matoma and Van Heck towards the end, and Estepinian was out for quite a bit, and Cisco. So there was quite a lot of injuries, but you do have to have that balance between expansive football, but also not letting in a shed load of goals. Good thing is though, they've got Verbruggen, who I think is quite a good goalie. Excuse me. But yeah, I hope that helps in terms of explaining the cards. That's the only bad thing that Sorare haven't really done a good job with, is simplifying the game for new users. It's still quite complex, but once you're playing it and once you're used to it, I feel like it's a lot easier to understand. It's kind of one of those games currently where you just got to like jump in and try it out. And that obviously helps with Rivals. Rivals is obviously slightly different to the other mode. But yeah. Like, I don't want to do that. Go away. Like, in terms of these scores, you don't obviously have these tactics on the actual normal mode. So you won't have Tiki Taka or Gegenpressen. You just have the actual scores. But yeah, this mode will definitely help. It'll get you familiar with different players that maybe you haven't seen before. Get used to like the scoring matrix, how to actually set up lineups, what the best like strategy is in terms of, do you play two defenders and hope for the clean sheet? Do you play two midfielders? Do you stack a full team? Like, do you go for a full, Chelsea stack, or do you go a little bit of Chelsea, maybe a little bit of Arsenal, and like cross them over? There's lots of like different ways to actually play it, but yeah, I feel like Rivals is a much better way of actually learning currently. And the best thing is, there's games on every day at the moment, so it's quite a good time to actually try and learn. What do you think about the little like green that I've got in the background these days? I think it's much better than what I had before. I feel like I look a lot more professional now. Yeah, and like you said, you can win boxes, which is always nice. I feel like I've got a bit more of a streamer vibe going on now, which is quite good. We've consistently had about 10 people in the stream as well, which is obviously nowhere near the heights of some streamers, but for our first YouTube stream in absolutely donkey's years, I feel like it's quite good. So yeah, thanks everyone that is here watching. Make sure to like the stream and make sure to pop any comments, and of course sub. You can sub for free, it helps me out. Makes me happy. And maybe one day we could get a point where we could stream for a living. That'd be quite nice, wouldn't it? That'd be the ultimate goal. If I could sit here and have a few thousand people in the stream just chatting nonsense about football and getting paid for it, that would be lovely. So I can chat nonsense about football all day, no problem. Let's talk about Saints for a bit. So unless we spend an absolute fortune, we're going to get battered next year. We've been linked with, we're in talks with Sugawara, however you say it, the AZ Alkmaar right back, who is actually quite good, but probably means that we're losing Walker Peters. We have to sign a goalie. I'm not sure that McCarthy's going to sign, and Bazuni's out for the first 6 months or whatever. Walker Peters probably leaving. Howard Bellis is now permanent. He's actually very, very good. I think we won't have him for too long. I think we'll have him for one season and then he'll leave. We'll need another CB. We just don't have enough quality. You can't be playing Jack Stevens and Bednarak. Need a left back as well. Ryan Manning's not good enough. Need a midfielder. Smallbone is a good player and a really good person to have in the team in terms of he's a local lad, knows what it means to play for him. Saints. Flynn Downs, we should sign. Yeah, we need another quality midfielder. Lallana is obviously signed from Brighton, but he'll be a like rotational squad player, nothing more. And yeah, we're going to need a forward as well. We're basically going to need about 7-8 quality players to have any chance of staying up. If we don't get that, then yeah, we're in trouble. Let's see what's going on the old Twitter sphere. Really hope they continue with the Rivals gameplay into next season. It's starting to pop off right now. It's definitely much better. I still think there's a few changes I would make. I feel like the subsystem is a little bit iffy now. Probably needs a little bit of like smoothing out in terms of how fast and easy it is to actually do it. I feel like maybe what was I gonna say? Maybe having more of a like weekly / monthly competition on there might be quite cool. Like, wouldn't it have been quite cool for the Euro rivals, like all of the games in the first game week, all of your scores were added up, and then like there's a mass sort of leaderboard on there across all of the different divs, and then the top 10 or whatever wins something. That'd be quite cool. Monthly competitions would be quite nice. I feel like they could be a little bit more inventive with these as well. Like they're always fairly excuse me, fairly similar. Yeah, they're always quite sort of dull, I would say. I feel like this is probably needs to be a little bit better. This whole like request section's a little bit meh, but I would say it's a good like 25% better than what it has been. Much improved, I would say. But yeah, I've always been a hater of rivals, but it's definitely much better. It's so frustrating. I bought Benteke last week, and he obviously scored this game week and then got sent off. Absolute idiot. I literally woke up and went through and checked all the games, all the scores, and I was like, yes, Benteke scored. And then I scrolled down a little bit further on the page, and the knobhead got sent off. Ridiculous. I'll tell you what, boys, we've had 3 subs whilst being on this live stream. I'm 323 now. We're on 320 when we started. I want to try and get up to 500 by the end of summer. That's my goal. That's my goal. I'm not here to say I'm sorry. I'm not here to lie to you. Hope you all enjoy my singing as well. I'm a part-time singer as well. Oh yeah, we've got the old Sorare factory these days. All right, so our boxes will appear here. Gotcha. And the essence. Okay, so it will tell us. I wonder if it will tell us where the essence has come from as well. If we can be able to see, like, 25% of it has come from champion, 25 from challengers, whatever. Interesting. I feel like they're going to need to address the coins as well, because I haven't really spent any of these. I've already bought 3 teams. Maybe I'll buy another one. That's my goal. What have we got coming up? We don't have anything for 489. Then we've got 488. 489 is my good bunch. We then got another game week in 490. Interesting. Bad matchup for Houston. Good matchup ish for Austin, although Austin are absolute trash. Yeah, this is a double game week. LA are playing both. Interesting. Crazy how we're already into like 498, literally 10 game weeks time, and we're into Europe starting again. Crazy. Even less than that. It started at the end of July, buddy. Pro League. Mental. Crazy, crazy. Wait, when is the... I'll be playing Prem Classic Limited with the Saints boys, and we'll be getting battered every week. It's going to be brilliant. When's the old first week of Prem? Is it the 14th, is it? Yeah, we're at Newcastle. Guaranteed 4-0 loss. Easy loss. Easy L. Team's going in. We're ready. Ready to get battered every week. Can't wait. It's going to be brilliant. You can see it here. Like this is why Sorare data is good as well. It lists like all the different competitions. So it says here, for instance, Challenger Classic, Rare, Challenger in season Rare. So you can see like where to put your cards. Those that were asking about like in season and stuff earlier. Champ Classic. Yeah, that actually went up. Yeah, so I do have a champion team. We're gonna have some of the worst champion lineups in both rare and limited, but we're gonna be in those bottom divs grinding away. Ooh, Hawks there at home to Nice. Let's go. Oh, we're doing bits this game week. We're doing bits. We're going for it. Hawks there at home against Nice. Angers at home against Lens. Or Lons, how do you say it? Lon. And then Leganes away at Osasuna. Ooh. That's a Div 4 win if I've ever seen one. 100%. Whoa, whoa, whoa. The sweetest thing. Late join, sorry, Southampton tab. What do you mean by Southampton tab? No worries for the late join as well. Appreciate you being here. Make sure you like and sub to the channel, pal. I mean, this Southampton tab here. Just looking at the prices of Saints players on Sorare. But I am also a Saints fan as well. Unfortunately. And fortunately. Well, it's my team as well, mate. I've got a full Saints collection, limited from the last season we're in the Prem. It does look quite clean, to be fair. It does get warm in this room, I have to say, with all these lights. It's only a bad thing. Sweating one out. Go by my whole roster, please, and let me start again with being it this time. I did the exact same thing, mate. Don't worry. If he, I went through probably about 2 months ago. I went through when I first started playing, which was like end of 2021, the start of 2022, and I was an absolute moron with who I was buying, how I was setting my lineups, and I'm still like not great. I'm much improved on what I was before. My biggest error was I was playing limited at the time, and I just saw on Twitter like someone was saying, "Oh, the Asian cards are a lot cheaper, and half of them score fairly well." And yeah, I bought a full. I think it was a full J League team. I had no clue about the J League, no clue about any of the players. I was just purely like scouting on just who was scoring well at the time. And I sold that team within about 3 weeks. It was terrible. I started 3 or 4 days ago. Any tips? I would play Rivals as much as possible, which is I'm sure you're already doing it, but head on to the homepage, go on Rivals, you can play for free. The Euros is on currently, so you get games every day. You set your team, and it's a good way of learning how the platform works, how players score, learning the sort of like fundamentals. In terms of after that, I would stick to a league that you personally know. So if you're a Saints fan, then stick to the Premier League, for instance. And I was starting limited. Limited is the cheapest. And yeah, go from there. I would watch as many content creators as possible. Who would I recommend? Quinny is great. He's someone that I watched when I first started. Harry Trades is good. Nepenthes, Chani. I'd watch all of the Sorare data shows. They're insane in terms of how much value you get out of them. Yeah, consume as much content as possible. And yeah, I would also not put in like if you've only got £1,000 left in your bank, don't put in £1,000. Be smart with how much money you're going to put into the platform. Treat it as a game. Don't treat it as a investment tool when you're first starting. That was a bit of a like brain dump of information, but hopefully that was useful for you, pal. Yeah, I mean, I'm only Div 7 in Rivals, but that's because I didn't play it previously. But yeah, keep learning, keep testing things out. Still not sure how all changes in August going to be a nightmare to sort out. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be the first time for everyone. You're going to have all of the different leagues in season and in classic. Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a learning curve for a lot of people, but we're all going to be in the same boat, and there's going to be a lot of content about it. So I feel like it shouldn't be too bad. Hopefully not. Anyway, we'll see. What is crazy is that we've been doing a live stream for an hour and 40 minutes, and we've already got another 5 subs, which is crazy. So I need to be doing a lot more streams. It seems. Ooh, Saints collection, Mr. Manga. Yeah, that's my limited one. I've been tempted by a obviously a new Premier League rare Saints collection, but I feel like it's going to cost me too much money for the amount I'm going to yield back. um, yeah, that Saints team you have will be handed a lot of soul. That is the good thing about the Saints collection. The year that I've got is a lot of them have moved on. Collector cards in France, Perot's now in Spain, Livramento at Newcastle, Slisso in France, Black Chat will be gone probably to Holland, Maitland Niles is in France, Armstrong will probably end up in Scotland, Prowse at West Ham, Gineppo's going to Turkey, Elyounoussi's in Copenhagen, Alcaraz is going to go Spurs, I think, Lavia's at Chelsea, Che probably moves on, Onuachu's in Turkey, Mara's going to go Turkey, I think. A few of them obviously stopped playing, like Walcott and Caballero, but best new stage collection? Maybe Prezapal. Not too sure. I just feel like they're going to be fairly expensive, as they're going to be obviously in-season champion cards. I just don't think we're going to do that well. That could change if we sign like 4 or 5 really good players. I think we've got a good chance of staying up. Be very hard to get rewards in Classic to start with. Be tons of very good stacks. Yeah, it's very hard as it is. But yeah, it's gonna get harder every year in Classic. Everybody hurts sometimes. But yeah, the Saints collection has done okay for me. I reckon it's paid off about 30% of what I paid for it. They're all obviously on max experience as well. I think some of them are quite high level as well. Yeah, he's level 19, 13, 13, 18, 15, 15, 15, 13, 16, 17, 12, 16, 14, 13, 16, 18, 18. Marshall's retired now, great. He was just someone that I bought separately. 14, 12, 12, 11. Need to get rid of Rothwell. 15, 14, 12, 12. So yeah, not too bad. You know much about new signing Valerie for Sheffield Wednesday? One is card. Oh, the ex Saints player. I think he's personally absolute trash. So, what's he got going for him? I think he's still fairly young. He's quite quick and tall, but he had a mistake in him. I don't think he's very good in terms of his positioning, but maybe that changes. Your team starting with a loss of season, playing my team at St James's? Yeah. I will agree with you there, mate. We've got a terrible record at St James's Park as well. So I agree wholeheartedly that yeah, that's gonna be an L. It wouldn't shock me if it's like 4 or 5 now. We need to sign some players. Otherwise we're gonna be in a lot of bother. Obviously Ipswich are gonna be absolutely terrible this season. I think all 3 teams going up. Oh, that's me. I think all 3 teams going up are going to have a hard time. Flynn Downs is a must. Yeah, 100%. Obviously, Howard Bellis has signed. Ryan Fraser, I think, is basically done. Flynn Downs hopefully gets done. And then we need another 100 million spent. Needs a new goalie, a new another centre half, another centre mid, another forward, another wide player, another left back, a right back if Walker Peters goes. Yeah, a lot of work to be done. I'm just gonna quickly grab a fan because it's getting quite hot in there. Where can I plug that in? I'll grab this one. Better. Hopefully you can't hear that on the stream. But yeah, Flynn Downs is a absolute must. Agreed. We'd like to check what's been going on Twitter. Hopefully the stream's alright for you guys. It just lagged out a little bit there for me, but hopefully it's still okay. That's quite cool. The downfall of EA continues. EA are looking at putting ads into video games, including EA SC25 earlier this year. LLL. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Tottenham can have Alcaraz. Just let me know in the chat if the stream's still okay, guys, because on my little thing where I can see what's going on in the stream, it's just got a loading symbol, so I'm not sure. Not sure what's going on. Just put a yes in the chat if everything's okay. All good. I really like him. I think there's a player in there, but maybe Russell. Yeah, I feel like that's the reason why I personally get rid of him is because he just doesn't. I don't think he fits the way which Martin wants to play, and I don't think Alcaraz wants to put in the effort in terms of the off the ball stuff. Have you done your teams? Yeah, I've done. I've done one, but I don't know who's going to start yet. I've gone Italy against Croatia. Donnarumma, Bastoni, Barella, Scamacca, and Pellegrini. With Tiki Taka as the thing. I'm not sure who's going to start for Spain. Are they going to like heavily rotate or not? But yeah, it's obviously going to be Unai Simon. Probably whatever the cheapest defender is. Maybe Le Normand or Grimaldo if he starts. Midfield. I always like to try and play Rodri if I can, but I'm not sure if he's going to start or not. Depends how much they rotate, obviously. We might see some of the like cheaper forwards, maybe Oyarzabal. playing. But Spain aren't really playing for too much, and Albania, if they win or even get a point, might be okay. No, Albania have to win. Sorry. So you might see an upset there. I expect Italy to beat Croatia. Haven't been that impressed with Croatia, and I've been pleasantly surprised with Italy. I thought they'd be terrible, and they're not terrible. So, oh, interesting. You fancy Croatia? Yeah, Italy were crap against Spain, but I feel like they're all right against Albania in terms of how they play. I don't know. It's a weird one. I think it will work in the new 3-5-2 he plays if he sticks with it. Yeah, that's if he sticks with it. I'm not sure if he will or not. It's all going to be down to the personnel they obviously sign. If they sign players which suit that system or a different one. I think obviously playing his very heavy possession style football passing out from the back, it's difficult to do in the Prem because you're obviously playing against better teams, better coaches, better systems. And they're obviously going to press a lot more, and you're probably going to make a few mistakes. And you've got less time on the air ball as well. I think teams were happy to obviously sit back against us in the Championship, whereas they're going to be a lot more forward thinking in the Prem. So it's going to be interesting. He's going to have to adapt. The players have to obviously improve. Going to need better signings. So we'll see. But yeah, I know obviously people asked earlier about like the tactics and stuff. You can see on this screen here like the average. What does the I do? I'll just tell you what it is. So apparently this is when a team player beats an opponent, but it doesn't always work like that. So yeah, I normally go tiki taka or gegenpressing. Your daily challenges change. I'm stuck with underdog, which is every player under 50. I believe there's a timer on them. I'll double check that for you. Yeah, they update every, I guess, 24 hours or so. Mine's got 19 hours left. I've got when arena match using 2 midfielders, when arena match less than 20 points, and then obviously the streak as well. Oh, interesting. That might just be some sort of glitch or maybe just pure like bad luck. Mine normally do update. I can always get more blade tickets. Ridiculous. What's really interesting as someone that's going to be doing a lot more streams and stuff is that we gained 5 subs today, which is awesome. There's going to be more streams for me. And if you are in the stream watching and you haven't already subbed, please do. It means you'll see all of my future content. I'm going to be putting a lot more content out there, and obviously you'll be seeing a lot more of these streams as well. What are the ways to get tickets, challenges, and boxes? Yeah, basically. Well, that's good. Yeah, tickets you get in by doing the daily challenges, and you get them in boxes as well. They used to do you got one every 24 hours. I think they still do. You get one like free play. But yeah, I've got 112 because I just didn't play Rivals for ages. And they just stacked up. So I've got a shit ton of them. I think this guy beat me. Annoyingly. Yeah, he's been on good form. 112, Brother. Need to get rid of the 3 tickets in a box for 3 consecutive wins. It normally takes more than that to get a box. Yeah, I mean, I would like to see a bit more variation in boxes still. I know that obviously they have updated what you can win in boxes with like all the new essence stuff. But yeah, I would just like to see a little bit more variation sometimes. And maybe a slight change in the percentage chance on winning stuff as well. But yeah, overall, I think it's definitely much better. Would like to see in the pro competitions as well a scaling of how good the boxes are, like the Div 4 and Div 5 boxes being a lot worse than Div 1 to make Div 1 a bit more appealing. But yeah, Rivals is definitely heading in the right direction. Let's go fly a kite. Yeah, I know that obviously Scotland were um denied what I would class as a Stonewall penalty, but they were horrific. It's been horrific for the whole tournament. They've been boring to watch, like England to be fair. They've not been expansive. They were basically playing for a draw, it seemed like, which is very, very weird. And their first shot on target was a 98th minute from Grant Hanley. So yeah, you obviously didn't get a penalty, but you were just terrible. I mean, if that's 12 million, give them 12 million straight away. Um, I've used them all, but I think I was on about. Actually, I can find my level up success rate. Um, we're scrolling. We're scrolling. Where did I put it last? 29. 29 boxes, 29 level ups. We love to see it. it'd be Oh, that's quite cool. Everyone's getting a box. That's cool. Yeah, 29 out of 29. That's my only issue with boxes is that obviously pre all the essence stuff, yeah, just had a absolute crap ton of level ups, which doesn't make it enjoyable. You sort of know before opening it that it's going to be a stupid level up. So yeah, that wasn't ideal, but I want my box now. I think I've had one card from about 20. Yeah, doing better than me though. What would be quite cool? We've got a decent amount of people in here that are obviously engaging in the chat. What sort of Sorare content do you guys want to see? Whack in some like things that you need help with, videos you would like to see, videos that you haven't seen before and think would be quite useful. Doesn't have to be Sorare, could be football related content. Whack any ideas and things in the chat, and I can add them to the list of videos, and I'll get making them this week and get them scheduled in. I saw that Durassi wants to leave Stuttgart. I feel like it could be quite a good signing for a few of the Premier League teams that need a forward, definitely. He's got quite a low buyout clause, like 20, 25 million. Worth a punt, isn't it? Bravo. Yeah, pop any ideas in the chat for me. Alex says playing videos always appreciate it. Nice to know how others play the game, how others play in the game, see the game going forward. Okay, can certainly do that. I'm always open to ideas from the community, so just let me know, people. Let me know. Yeah, the essence thing looks kind of nice, you know. Kind of smooth. Obviously, I haven't got any yet. But it'd be cool to know like So two, maybe three questions. One, can we see what portion of essence we have used, whether it's champion, challengers, etc.? Two, let's say I'm on like, let's say I've got what's a good number to do this? Let's say I've got 200 essence, right? Can I do a tier 3, 2 tier 4s, and 1 tier 5 one? Because that'd be what, 200, and that means that I haven't reached here yet. Can I just do that? Can I just get one of those, two of those, one of those, and open 4? No, it's good to get jealous watching an awesome rewards opening like Quinny or McBride. Yeah, I don't win enough good stuff for that, mate. Maybe one day. To be fair, I had a third place this year, and won like 400 quid's worth. But that's been my only big win ever. The rest have been shitty tier 5s and tier 4s and stuff, so probably not worth doing. I don't have a big enough gallery. Like my gallery's like about 1,500 quid to like 2k ish, whereas theirs are like 20 grand plus. So I would never get one of these just because I don't want a tier 5, to be honest with you. I think this is where it gets interesting at 100. Because you've got basically a 50-50 chance. You either getting a tier 3, which, tier 3 can be actually quite good. There's quite a lot of decent tier 3s. Will it show me that the tier 3 prize pool? Yeah, it will. So like, who would I be happy with here? Like, Castells he's going Saudi, isn't he? So not him, but like Kramrich is good. Nuno Mendes, happy with Kirchu, happy with Rono, happy with Gunok, happy with Lela, happy with Saganov, happy with Akanji, Ake, Tar, probably Trossard, Kadiogu, Van der Ven, Carvajal, Gertruda, Memphis, Frimpong, Wharton, Robertson, Gabriel. Like, I'd be happy with a lot of these. Tier 2, sorry, yeah, whether this is tier 2, whatever it is once again 50-50, but it's 50-50 between tier 2 and higher, but it's 2.5 times the amount. And obviously the top tier you're getting a star or a tier 1. Have you considered dropping down to only limited, just find it more fun and affordable? It has crossed my mind, yeah, to obviously for 1,500 quid I could sell all my rares and basically buy any limited that I wanted, and have all of the best cards. But yeah, I'm kind of, what's the word for it? I personally like having a challenge. I don't like things that are too easy, and obviously I'm not saying that if I sold up and had a full bunch of the best limited cards, that it would be easy, but I just wouldn't find it as fun. I don't think. I know that sounds weird, but I'm one of those weird people that like AM challenge. I like grinding things. I like when something's been very, very difficult to do and I've done it. So yeah, for me personally, I like quite like being the sort of underdog and quite like having a challenge ahead of me. And I feel like I wouldn't get that with limited. Yes, I'd have or the best cards, I'd have, Haaland and Mbappe and etc. But yeah, for me personally, I wouldn't find it as fun. Others might do, but yeah, not me. My my goal has always been trying to move up as high as my budget would sort of let me. And I feel like when Sorare finally understand and fix the prize pools for like super rare and um unique, and they truly make a game and system where you're incentivized to actually move up, that I would want to move up into like super rare and stuff. I feel like currently the game isn't quite there in terms of a lot of people want to move down and be like the best at rare, the best at limited, and that sort of stuff. But yeah, I feel like I do like punching up, and I do like being the underdog. How much have you spent, if me asking, over how long? I reckon about £3,000. And my Gary's worth about two, ish, I think. And yeah, we've yielded like 2.2k in terms of ETH and about £500 worth of rewards. Because I'm not sure how long everyone in the chat has been playing, but there was a time that playing Cap 240 was like the like best place to actually be. You could milk it and make loads, and well, not make loads, but you can make 50 quid a week quite easily. Yeah, that's what I was doing for quite a long time, which is why this is skewed so much. So yeah, that's a rough estimate. If I find it a challenge getting 5 stars at times, DMP kill me. Yeah, that's probably one of my like top tips, is doing as much research as you can to ensure you get 5 starters. Now, obviously, DMPs can happen for the most random reasons, right? You can have someone that feels ill before a game and doesn't play. Someone gets injured in the warm up, but try as much as possible to get 5 starters out there. I know it's simple advice, but using Sorare Data's lineup builder, using all the other free lineup sites, playing leagues which you know and which have more information and which you can obviously source out a lot easier. That obviously helps as well. Also prefer to be a small fish in a big pond. Yeah. The reason that I also like it is obviously if there's a random week where my team pops off, I can win 2 to 3 grand, whereas in limited I can only win one. That obviously incentivizes me a little bit more. It probably won't happen. It maybe will happen once, but yeah. What's this for? I don't normally accept any challenges because I can't be asked to look at more than one thing. I normally like just playing my arena and that's it, to be honest with you. But yeah, I definitely think Sarah have a little bit of a ways to go in terms of the structure of the pay to play section, if you want to obviously call it that. I feel like it's better than what it was when it all first came out, in terms of the structure of the divisions. However, I feel like it's still not perfect, and it still needs some work in terms of making Div 1 the sort of main place to be. In terms of moving upwards, I feel like Super Rare and Unique are not as good as what they should be. but the prize pools are a little bit watered down in terms of how good they should be. Obviously, that will change in August when everything kicks off because, well, I'm gonna say it because we're getting rid of like the cap modes and that sort of stuff. So there's all that money from there going into different areas. But yeah, still needs a little bit of work, but they're definitely making strides. 'Cause everybody hurts sometime. Saliba. Best tip to be buy stacks of whatever teams you like and stick to them. They'll have great matchups throughout the season for you. It's definitely the easiest way of playing as well. The less like time consuming. It may not be the most optimal every game week, but it's definitely a really solid strategy. Like if you have Arsenal, City, Liverpool, or maybe you like cross pollinate and have you know a City team, a Real Madrid, a Bayern team, etc. Maybe one of the Dutch ones. Some teams are better for it as well. Some teams are really suited towards stacking. Some teams not as good. Pep can be a little bit frustrating sometimes because of his rotation. I am also on a variation of different platforms as well. If you just search Football Banger on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok, you'll find me on there as well. Post a lot of like shorts and that sort of stuff. So keep an eye out for that as well. Been streaming for like 2 hours now. Not bad, not bad. A little bit worried I was going to come on and stream and there'd be no one watching, but we've had a consistent amount of people and a consistent amount of engagement in the chat as well. So thank you all very much for that. That's a big score on it. Oh boy. Yeah, that's the difficult bit. If you pick a bad team like Hibs or whatever, you're in trouble. Has this the Spain team been released? You Sorare because of the Euros. Do so many pro competitions happen during the regular season? Yeah. I am not 100% sure on all like the free to play and semi pro competitions, but yeah, they'll I'm like 99.9% sure that all runs as normal during the regular season. Yeah, it will just be separated into different categories. So you'll have champions, I believe, which is the top 5 leagues. So Prem, Serie A, Bundesliga, La Liga, French league. Challengers, which is like MLS, Belgium, Turkey, a smattering of others, and then contender, which is everything else. Hopefully that helps, Zero. Make sure you also like and sub to the stream, sub to the channel, sorry, as well. Be much appreciated. I'm trying to get as high up as I can in terms of subs. I want to get 500 by the end of summer. And maybe one day I'll be one of those big football streamers that you see everywhere that can just sit there and chat absolute nonsense about football all day. That'd be ideal. Or, I mean, if any of you in the chat just want to give me like a casual couple of grand every month to sit here and stream football, go ahead. This cup of tea is very cold. Everywhere you go. We'll obviously have to stream a lot of variations of content as well. I feel like Sorare can only get me so far in terms of views. It's just working out what else to stream in terms of football related content, but we'll get there. I'm gonna be streaming for the next 3 to 4 minutes, and then I'm going. So if you've got any questions about anything, now is your time to answer. Now's your time to ask. Otherwise, you have to wait till next time. Excuse me. You're where I wanna go. The part of me that you will never die. Any news from the Euros? Oh, just previews, isn't it? I can't still get over how bad Scotland were as well. You spend so much time and effort grinding to get into the tournament and so many years prepping, and then you turn up and you play a boring, negative style of football and have one shot against Hungary. Very dull. I know obviously England have been terrible as well. But yeah. Saints want to sign Sunderland goalkeeper Anthony Patterson, who's valued at 15, 20 million. Something want to pay half of that. Interesting. Good to line up for Spain as per AS and Mark posted today. Raya. All right, well, we'll make the Spain team based on that then, just in case I miss the deadline, and then we'll shoot off. Yeah, you've got 2 minutes to ask any questions, football or Sorare related. And I'm shooting off. So they're David Raya in goal. Defenders were Grimaldo, Vivian, Laporte, and Navas. Grimaldo's cheap, so we'll go him. Phil was Marino, Olmo, Zubimendi. Yeah, I was about Joselu, Ferran Torres. Okay. I love a bit of Danny Olmo. But Ferran Torres, we're gonna have so many points left over here. Danny Vivian, maybe. Very weird. Might go Laporte actually. And let's go Tiki Taka. Tiki Taka. All right, everyone. That's going to be all for my first YouTube stream in quite a while. Thank you all very much for joining in. We've been streaming for about 2.5 hours, which is crazy. That time went super quick. Make sure if you are watching currently, please like the stream. It'd be much appreciated. Also, make sure to sub to my channel as well. Going to be doing more regular streams, more regular uploads. Actually, pulling my finger out and doing some work for once, which is going to be, I think, good for everyone. But yeah, thank you all very, very much for joining in the stream, and I will see you next time. Take it easy.